still without obviously Murray. They've been without MPJ for 6-7 games now, something like that.
Yeah,
But Will Barton has stepped up, and they've been winning. They've been winning some games. We've seen a couple good games from Aaron Gordon offensively, and they
yeah,
just keep winning. What like we've always talked about like the depth on this Nuggets team, but it's been coming from unlikely sources. We thought it was going to be MPJ,
hmm
like pretty much MPJ, but it's been Will
yeah,
Barton and others.
yeah. I think people like don't realize how badly they were injured last year. Like it wasn't just Jamal Murray. Like Will Barton was nowhere near close to 100%. Like Monty Morris wasn't anywhere close to 100%. PJ Dozier wasn't even able to play. Like the whole guard depth was just depleted. And then now you just notice how good Jokic is. Like he can make anyone look like a star, right? And Will
Yeah.
Barton's finally healthy. Looks like a great contract for the Nuggets. He does have on and off games because his last game against Atlanta, he only dropped 5 points and 5 rebounds, but they got the win. But the game
Yeah.
before that, he dropped 30 points with six threes. And the game before that, he dropped 25 with seven threes, right?
Yeah.
So he's a streaky player. He's going to have two good games, one bad game on and off. But this season, averaging 16.4, 4.7 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 2.4 threes, and 1.3 steals on a field goal percentage of 47. Like he's shooting, he's doing his thing, he's stepping up, and he's been the second best player because
Yeah.
now with MPJ out even with that back stuff, hopefully he comes back quick.
Mm-hmm.
But he's stepping up, and this Nuggets team, like if they're this good already, where they're like a playoff team already, and then you add who everyone I think has as like an all-star level player in Jamal Murray,
Yeah.
and you had another all-star level potential player in MPJ. Like that's another two all-stars getting added to a playoff team. Like they're
Crazy.
contenders. They're gonna be. We've been saying this all along. They're gonna be championship. They're gonna be like the Spurs. They might not win back-to-backs or stuff like that, but over the next like 10 years, you could see them coming out with like 3 or 4 championships. You know, getting that legacy really built in for Jokic, Jamal Murray, and all these guys. Because this is just like it's like Tim Duncan, like a dominant big who's just like levels above everyone else in Tim
Mm-hmm.
Duncan and Jokic. A quick guard who could score at will. That's Tony Parker and Jamal Murray. And then Ginobili and MPJ, just a guard that could just shoot, score, defend, do a little bit of everything, do what the team needs. That's MPJ and thing. They just have this like Spurs type build, and then they have a bunch of good role players. Like this team just reminds me of the Spurs in their prime.
Yeah, that's a really, really good comparison. Like Jokic is just like he we can't even talk about him in the context of like other NBA players, like current NBA players.
Yeah,
Like it's gotten to the point he's young, but he's like building a Hall of Fame, like all time
career.
caliber resume. And I would be shocked if he didn't win multiple championships. He's that
Yeah,
solid, that unbelievable of a player. And the sum of the parts is not that great if you look at the team, but Jokic just makes the team
makes it that
so
great.
much better. It's not even funny. And he's been improving defensively too. Like their defense has actually been better than their offense for most of the season, which is really surprising. So adding Murray back, like whatever it's going to be February, I don't know if he's going to be 100% after that ACL. They say it's a 2-year
Yeah,
injury, so maybe this playoffs doesn't go the way they want, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won a series or two.
yeah, and it's just like the two people that are doing it right now are like the two people who are kind of have all-time great records and all-time great resumes, and the two people in their prime. It's two European players like Giannis and Jokic. Everyone was trying to pencil in Luka Doncic as like the West,
Yeah,
counterpart for Giannis, but it's just Jokic. Like it's too hard to make a case against him because you're kind of reaching here and there. It's just Jokic versus Giannis. These guys, both the same age, both going crazy, both gonna be in MVP top threes for like the next decade. Like these, it's literally like
hmm
it's like Tim Duncan and like a Shaq or Kobe. You know what I mean? Like these guys are gonna be there. They're gonna face the leagues, and as Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry. Steph Curry probably the MVP favorite runaway right now. As those guys dwindle out on their career, these guys are already there, 26, ready to step up and be the face of the league.
that's a really good point because I hadn't even thought about that before. Like Giannis is obviously like the face of the league in the East at least, but
Yeah,
and then like you said, we usually say, oh, it's going to be Zion, it's going
Luca.
to be Doncic, it's going
Yeah,
to be Trey Young, whatever, one of these guys, right? And
yeah,
no one ever says it's going to be Giannis and Jokic. They're the same age. they both put up unbelievable
Crazy.
numbers every single night in and night out. They always show up to play and they make their team better. So 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years down the line, we're probably going to look back on this era, this decade, and it's going to be the Giannis versus Jokic era, which is crazy because they're two European bigs who play such a unique style of game, and
Yeah.
that's probably what we're going to remember,
Yeah.
in basketball
That's-
history. It's pretty cool.
That's why I like the Tim Duncan comparison so much. Yeah, their games aren't similar. I know that like they aren't identical, but what I mean is like Tim Duncan, even though we look back at him and we know he's great, and us basketball, like I knew I had to watch a Tim Duncan game live, and I want to watch the Spurs. But I mean, like the general media and stuff didn't give Tim Duncan that attention, and only after he retired, you can look back and be like, oh yeah, this guy was a face and pillar of the league for that many years. That's kind of like what Jokic is too. Like he's that good. All NBA fans are gonna know about him. He's gonna be that great, but he's not gonna get the buzz and the media attention of a Giannis, of a Luka, and stuff like that. And it's okay with that. I'm pretty sure this Nuggets fans are okay with that if they get the success that the Spurs did.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms, and follow us on Instagram.